The battle for most improved NBA player for the 2023-2024 NBA season is upon us. From the Houston Rockets, we have Alperen Sengun. From the Philadelphia 76ers, we have Tyrese Maxey. We're going to do a little comparison. These two teams are playing tonight, and let's get into it, man. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I can, but this is the Rockets Propaganda channel, baby. But it's the NBA channel first. I'm going to do my best. Let's go on and get into it. Let's shoot.
Drop this in the...
All right, before we get started, man, hit my like button, quit being a hater. How you keep walking in my house, you don't wipe your feet? Anyway, so Tyrese Maxey, man, cold player, man, one of my favorite young guys in the NBA right now, man. This dude is unbelievable, dude. Let's make the case for Tyrese, man. He's the number 2 to the reigning MVP of the league in Joel Embiid. All right. Last season, he was playing third fiddle to Joel Embiid and James Harden. And he was playing the off guard position. He was playing the 2 last year. So this season, he's been thrust into a number 2 role, albeit behind the reigning MVP. He's thrust into a number 2 role. His numbers have gone up. His efficiency has, I mean, when the volume increases, the efficiency dips a little bit, but it hasn't been crazy. It's just been like a slight dip. But for the amount of usage he has now as compared to, last season, it's totally acceptable. Tyrese Maxey he's not only improved his numbers, he's improved his profile. People talking about he needs to be an all-star this year. People calling him a borderline superstar. Hey man, he got a 50-point game this year, man. He got a 50-point game this year with Joel Embiid on the same court. That's special stuff, man. So we're gonna look at just the traditional numbers because this is what they're gonna go off of when it's time for the votes to come in. This is the narrative they're gonna run with. So let's look at what went up from a season ago. Obviously the minutes are gonna go up. From 33 minutes to 37 minutes. That's let's say for sake of argument, it's a 4-minute jump. He's taking 4 extra shots a game, making 1.5 more a game. He's shooting at about 46%. We're gonna round that up and say 46% field goals overall, and then 39.3 from 3, which is extra good at 8 attempts a game. If you had 8 attempts a game and you making 39%, yeah, you got a burner in your pocket. Free throw percentage has gone up. His free throw frequency has gone up as well. Obviously, that should go up with more usage. Rebounding has gone up by 1. The assists have skyrocketed from 3.5 to 6.6. Blocks have gone up a little bit, but guards ain't really known for blocks. Steals, they about the same. Turnovers slightly gone up. That's the most impressive thing to me, is as much more usage as he has, his turnovers have not really been a problem at all. Number 1. Number 2, his assists have gone up by 3. And he's scoring a lot more. Like his points per game have gone up by 5. Again, he's doing all this as a number 2 to the MVP. And this is not something that a lot of people can really just do, like go from a number 3 to number 2 seamlessly and just make it work. And the team is playing so well. Like when he's on the court and Joel is sitting, it's not looking like the MVP is sitting. It look like it don't matter. Tyrese Maxey been that good. then also he's always been a good defensive player too since Kentucky. He come from a long line of those Kentucky guards, them John Calipari guards, man. Like it's almost a thing. It's almost to the point where, man, if you need a guard and you in the NBA draft and one of them Kentucky boys is available, just take them because they're gonna pan out. 19 times out of 20, they're gonna pan out, man. These dudes are well coached. I don't know what it is with these Kentucky guards. It don't matter if they start or not. Like, they're just good. I don't know what it is. But yeah, man. Tyrese Maxey, he been acting a slap fool, man. He been acting a slap fool this season, and you know, his team is a lot more successful than Alperen Sengun's is, and the numbers are not. Their numbers are not. I wouldn't say their numbers are too close. Number one, especially from the scoring perspective, typically the most improved player is usually the person whose scoring average has jumped the most. That's typically what they've done. But then you add in the fact that he's doing this on a winning team next to the MVP, and they doing really well. I mean, if I had to take a guess, if I had to make a bet, I'd bet that they'd probably make Tyrese Maxey the most improved player. But that's what we got on Tyrese Maxey. Let's go on and jump on over to Alperen Sengun. Before I get started on LP's part of this video, I just want to mention real quick, another thing to consider is Tyrese Maxey, and the same applies to Alperen Sengun, but both of these guys are playing their first year under a new head coach. So let's keep that in mind as well. I don't think the voters are going to care about all that, but that's just something I like to throw out there for context. All right. So now, let's talk some Alperen Sengun. Man. A season ago, if you follow the Rockets, man, the Rockets have come a long way from the pitiful last couple of seasons to now. Alperen Sengun started off the season last year battling for a starting position with Bruno Fernando, who is now not getting any minutes with the Atlanta Falcons. I say Atlanta Falcons. I've been watching too much football. Atlanta Hawks. Seem like Atlanta like birds. But yeah, that is no longer the case in Houston. They actually tried to get Brook Lopez. Now, I don't know if they were gonna play the two together on the court at the same time this season, but that was a thing this past offseason. So it didn't really seem like the franchise was really behind him, but it looks like they're getting behind him now. Pause. Yeah, so let's talk about his game real quick. Man, Alperen Sengun, they calling him Baby Jokic. I see some of the Jokic in him. To me, I probably see a little bit more Pau Gasol. I see some Marc Gasol defensively, because he doesn't have. He's not as I would say more. If you watch Marc Gasol defensively, very position based. He wasn't jumping out the gym or nothing like that. He was always in the right spot, and he was really good one-on-one against other bigs. This is what Alperen Sengun has turned into defensively. I'm in awe sometimes, because I'm like, man, a season ago this dude was getting benched in the fourth quarter, almost every fourth quarter, because of his quote-unquote defense. Now, another thing to consider about Alperen Sengun's defense is our guard defense is a lot better this year. Our guards are actually fighting over screens now. Whereas before, man, you hit a pick and roll on the Rockets, and then the guard just dies on the screen, and then next thing you know, and then they had Alperen Sengun always in a deep drop for whatever reason. Steven Silas, I like to call him Steven Smilers, because he'll just sit there smiling and not making no adjustments. Steven Smilers will just sit there and blame LP instead of trying to switch up the coverage a little bit and have LP do a little bit of something different. this is something that Ime Udoka is doing differently with Alperen Sengun this season. Alperen Sengun got good hands. He's got some good instincts defensively, actually, and we've been seeing that on display. So that's the first thing that I would say jumps out to me about Alperen Sengun. Forget the numbers. First thing that jumps out to me about him this season is he's a lot more committed defensively. A lot more committed. He's not a liability. He's actually a plus now. Our defense is better when he's on the floor, which we couldn't say last season. Offensively, man, look, let me tell y'all something, man. You kind of know who is who when the games are on the line. It's a clutch situation, close game, nip and tuck, 5 points between the two, or a 5-point difference one way or the other with 5 minutes to go. The coaches and the defense will always tell you who's the most important guy for the team. Defense is gonna try to load up to who the most important guy is, and the coach is gonna get the ball, or gonna draw up some plays to get the ball to who they think the most important guy is. That's been Alperen Sengun. You can argue that Alperen Sengun went from a afterthought or even a fourth option on offense a season ago to right now. He's most definitely the first option. This cannot be argued. If you watch the Rockets games, you can't argue this. He's the go-to guy. As opposed to Tyrese Maxey. He is a go-to guy, but he's not the go-to guy on his team, but he is a go-to guy. Then again, he does have he's playing with the MVP. Let's not kid ourselves. He's playing with the MVP. But like I said, for Tyrese Maxey, he went from a number 3 to a number 2. Alperen went from a number 4 to a number 1. First option. That don't happen that often. That does not happen very often, man. There's been very few cases of that being the case on any team, especially a good team. A good team that has had the same core. But let's look at Alperen Sengun's numbers, man. So his minutes have gone up slightly. They ain't even really gone up a whole heck of a lot. When you look at the big picture, about 29 minutes a game to 32 minutes a game. And like I said last year, he was getting benched a lot of fourth quarters for defensive purposes. So 32 minutes a game. He's taking 5 more shots a game, making close to 3 more shots a game. His field goal percentage has dipped ever so slightly, but it's still above average for his position and how he plays, and the shots that he takes. Still well above average. His true shooting, I don't have that up right now, but his true shooting I know is up from last season. 3-point percentage has gone down, but he's taken a lot more. The volume has gone up, which is something that we kind of been asking for from him. He still got them Silas demons in his head. He's still battling. You can tell this man is battling them Silas demons. That's one thing I can say. I don't have to say about Tyrese Maxey, actually. He ain't battling no Doc Rivers demons. I can tell you that. Nick Nurse over there got that man feeling good. And Ime Udoka has done a good job with Alperen Sengun, encouraging him and empowering him to take more threes and just be more aggressive offensively in general. Now, I'll say this, Ime has kind of tried to dial him back with some of them crazy passes he'll throw. So we don't really see a bunch of them highlight passes like we used to, but it's working. It's working. The turnovers, we'll get there. Free throw frequency is up, 5.1 a game. That's up from about 1.3 a season ago. His free throw percentage is about the same. It's kind of been trending up as of late. Rebounding. His rebounding has kind of tailed off as of late, but it is up from a season ago. Then again, it should be if your minutes are going to increase by about 3 minutes a game. Blocks, steals, all of that is about negligible difference. Not really a big difference. He's fouling a whole lot less. I know last season he used to foul a lot. And it was like some silly ticky-tack fouls. But this season he's not fouling as much, and he's playing better defense. So he's playing defense without fouling, and they're not taking him off the court in certain matchups, man. Like, they keeping him on the court for whoever, because he really normally got it going on offense anyway. His assists are up. I don't know how I just glided saw right through those damn assists. But his assists are up by 1. Those assist numbers are actually, I would say that that number could be a lot better if the Rockets had more shooters. The Rockets shooting has been very inconsistent. The 3-point shooting especially been very inconsistent all season. But all in all, Alperen Sengun, his turnovers are down actually. Turnovers are down with a higher usage, which, you know, the same thing applied for Tyrese Maxey. Turnovers down, higher usage, and his points have jumped from 15 a game to 21 a game, man. That's a 6-point jump. And his team we playing winning basketball right now in Houston, Texas. The Rockets are playing winning basketball. So I know I said for Tyrese Maxey, you know, the deal breaker may be, hey, his team is playing a lot better. He's playing in a winning situation, but so is Alperen Sengun. We're not contenders, and the 76ers are, but if you look at where we were to where we currently are at, you can attribute a lot of that to Alperen Sengun. So if I was to make the argument for why Alperen Sengun should be most improved player, I would take into account the difference in wins from last year's team and this year's teams, on top of his numbers and his improvement on defense. If I'm gonna vote for Alperen Sengun, that's gonna be my case that I would make. So tell me what y'all think about that below. Leave a comment below on that. But let's go on and get to the conclusion. So we got Rockets versus Sixers tonight, man. One thing I said about both of these guys, for Tyrese Maxey, he's stepped up from a number 3 to a number 2. Alperen Sengun has stepped up from a number 4 to a number 1. Well, Joel Embiid is out, so Tyrese Maxey finna be a number 1 this game. So both of these guys finna go at it. This is gonna be the start of, you know, the whole MIP narrative. This is gonna be one of the games that they use, because they like to use the head-to-head matchups. For Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., he's out. Dylan Brooks, he's out. Also for the 76ers, Nicholas Batum is also out. So both teams kind of banged up. It is that point of the season when players start getting banged up. So we gonna see. We gonna see who put on for their own narrative, who put on for their own exposure, who put on for this MIP award. We're gonna find out, man. I don't really have too much of a breakdown because both teams are kind of banged up. If I had to guess, if I had to guess, I would say the Sixers may pull this one out. They're a deeper team, a more veteran-laden team. They got better shooting. We're better defensively, but two of our best defenders are out. Then again, Joel Embiid and Nicholas Batum are also out, who are two of their best defensive players as well. So we shall see. I'm expecting Tyrese Maxey to get a good 25 shots. That's my expectation. For Alperen Sengun, I'm expecting closer to 20. He's gonna be matched up with Paul Reed. I don't know if Paul Reed is gonna be able to deal with him, but we playing against Nick Nurse. And Nick Nurse, one thing about Nick Nurse, man, whatever you do well, he taking that away. He gonna force you into whatever your second, third, fourth, and fifth options are. He don't like number 1 beating you. He gonna force you to play. He gonna force you to play left-handed all game. He like a Bill Belichick when it comes to defense. When it comes to defense. Football analogy for my football fans. But yeah, this is what we got. Y'all let me know in the comments down below what y'all think of what we said in this video. If you got anything to add on to it, let me know. If I said a little too much and gave too much credit to one of the other guys, let me know down below. Let's kick the discussion off. Like the video if you're still here, because if you're still here, you like the video, quit being a hater and hit that like button. If you like the content on the channel, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below, join the conversation, follow me on Twitter,
at AKinfinity_VVS. And this is the Rockets Propaganda Channel. We out.